Unless you're an Arctic explorer, there's only one reason to be in Detroit in January, and that's the North American International Automobile Show, known to everybody in town simply as the Auto Show. This is the biggest car show in the biggest car market in the world, so yes, it does still matter. That said, of course, some of the concepts here are very much to American tastes. We've got a 200-mile-an-hour Chevrolet Corvette, we've got the new Ford F-150 pickup, and we've got a baby Hummer. But some of the cars are also going to matter to us too. This is the international debut for the Audi TTS, for the diesel-powered Audi R8, for the Volkswagen Passat Coupe, and for the Land Rover LRX. So, let's go and have a look. The Detroit show is all about the show, which is why Ford has taken over the Cobo Arena, which is a 1,000-seat stadium, filled it with journalists, and we're now going to see all the product lineup come through. There's going to be dry ice, flashing lights, and lots of cheese.
That's all I claim. I ain't got no boundaries. I don't compromise.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Field and Tony Keith.
So certainly one of the products in Detroit of most relevance for Europe is the Ford Verve concept, which is hinting at, hinting in very broad terms at the small car future that Ford's going to have across the world. I'm joined with Martin Smith, who is the Ford's European design boss. Why is the Verve here in Detroit?
Well, we introduced the first Verve concept in Frankfurt, as you know, to 2007. And we said at that point this would be one of a trilogy of concepts for a new global product. The first car we showed was a three-door in Frankfurt. We followed that up in Guangzhou at the end of the year with a four-door concept, which is directed for the Asian market, especially China. And here we have the North American version. So this is really a global product.
So you guys obviously think that America is ready to embrace compact cars again?
Well, the market's changing, as you know, very rapidly. Small cars are becoming very, very important in the market, and we are leveraging our expertise that we have in Europe, in the B cars, as we call them, and bringing this vehicle to America.
Presumably there have been some small cars in America that have already been quite successful, and they tend to be regarded as being very cool. Is this a car that's sort of been aimed at younger buyers?
We are looking at younger buyers with this vehicle. As you can see here, it's really quite a stunner. And this is a four-door body style, which we think is the most appropriate for the North American market, and we are indeed looking at design-conscious, design-aware younger customers.
And we're anticipating seeing something fairly similar in Europe to this car as a hatchback.
The different body styles that we've shown already are indicative of the variations that we will be offering when we get to the launch of the new B car in this year.
Smart looking little thing, isn't it? Anticipate something that looks very, very similar, obviously without the motor show bling, as the replacement for the Fiesta. Never let it be said that newly independent Chrysler is short of ideas. Witness this, the Dodge Avenger Stormtrooper. It's white and it's shiny, but I can't help thinking these aren't the droids you're looking for. So we're over now at the Hyundai stand with the new Hyundai Genesis. It's what the Americans would call a full-sized saloon, I think. Here's somebody who could tell me if that's true or not. I'm with Wayne Killen, who's the product planner, director of product planning for the car. This obviously is a new direction for Hyundai, a big car, and I suppose a car that you want to be thought of in the same way as a Mercedes S-Class or a Lexus LS?
In that direction. So we've had a good start with moving upscale. We had our Hyundai Veracruz last year. We've had the Hyundai Zera before that. So we're starting to get our feet wet with true luxury. This was the next logical step for us. We benchmark Mercedes E-Class, BMW 5 Series, GS350, and M35 Infiniti in this car. I think we've achieved a lot of those attributes, whether it's chassis design, powertrain performance, interior amenities. I think what Genesis does best is it captures the full size that people are looking for. So the interior, for example, is the size of an S-Class. It's got performance in the range of the GS350, the M35, the 5 Series even, but it's priced like a BMW 3 Series. And I think it's kind of a perfect solution for the somewhat unsettling economic times that we're experiencing in the US right now.
One of the most eagerly awaited cars here in Detroit from an American point of view is the all-new Corvette ZR1, which is one of the most powerful cars, frankly, that's ever been built. Now I'm joined with Tom Wallace, who's the engineer responsible for it. Did you really think that the Corvette needed more power?
Yes, of course. We spend a lot of time with Corvette owners, and they all say more power, more power, more power. So this is, we decided to step into what we call the supercar territory, super sports car territory. And the supercharged engine at 620 horsepower minimum, we don't have the final numbers in yet, is we said, let's go for it.
What are the sort of outline performance figures? Obviously, you've not got the final numbers, but what are you targeting?
Right, it's going to be top speed at over 200 miles an hour. Maximum lateral acceleration will be over 1G. The 0 to 60 times will be better than the current Z06, so it'll be in the low threes. And then we're speculating, we don't know this for sure, but 730s, maybe high 720s at the Nürburgring.
So what, you must have had all kinds of aerodynamic issues in trying to making a Corvette that's safe at 200 miles an hour.
Yes, absolutely. When you get into that territory, of course, we had spent a lot of time on our Z06, which is 198 miles an hour, and this one at over 200. We've done some extra things. If you see here, the extended, beautiful front splitter spoiler has been added to the car. We have aerodynamic rockers, which help keep the air from under the car, and then we widen the rear spoiler in the back and all that between the front splitter, the rockers, and the rear spoiler help generate more downforce to make the car more stable at high speeds.
Now, one thing that's really exciting is over at the bonnet, it's not quite a shaker hood, but you can see the top of the engine through the polycarbonate cover?
Yes, it's a polycarbonate window that allows the person to be able to look down in and actually see the top of the engine. And what you see there is actually the top of the intercooler, because the supercharger is buried in the V of the engine, and it forces the air up through the intercooler, which is air to water, and then back down into the intake manifold. So we didn't want to do a shaker hood, that's a little passé, but the idea to be able to show off this very, very high technology engine appealed to us, so we've done it. And I can open the hood for you if you'd like.
Cool, that would be really good.
Yeah. You can see that the center portion is the top of the intercooler, and then we have a beauty cover to cover the rest of the engine. But that center portion, that's the silver color, that's actually cast aluminum, and it's the top of the intercooler itself, which is a pretty unique configuration. We worked very hard we raised the hood about an inch, and we did not want to raise the hood any more than that for downward visual. So we then decided, let's put a very thin polycarbonate cover, allow the hood to be very close to the engine, be able to show off the beauty of the engine and not infringe on downward vision in the car. So all in all, that's one of the surprises as we've been able to do the car. We've kept that pretty secret. So a lot of the enthusiasts who try to find out early what we're doing, they didn't know about this till the last couple weeks.